Think back to how many times you opened your social media account today. What were you hoping to gain? Did you feel better after you closed it? My name is Anne Siegel, and today I will be presenting to you my speech, Too Much Social Media Can Have Negative Impacts on the Lives of Students. The purpose of my speech is to convince students to use social media less often. Most of us, if not all of us, have a social media account. Many of us use it daily. I am no expert on psychology, but I will be the first to admit that I was once a social media junkie. I had every account out there and I was using it for hours a day. And I have felt the impact it had on my life. The thesis to my presentation is using social media too often can have a deep impact on the well-being of students. For this speech, I will first discuss the problem social media is causing us and why this has become such an issue. Then I will talk about the measures we can take so that we don't fall into a social media trap. Social media is causing a medley of issues for students. The book, Social Consequences of Internet Use, Access, Involvement, and Interaction, written by James E. Katz and Ronald E. Rice, is about the numerous effects social media has on people. To summarize their study, they found that students using social media more frequently experienced higher rates of depression and anxiety and a sense of social isolation. In the news article entitled Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Quits Facebook, Calls Social Media a Public Health Risk, published April 16, 2019, Cortez claimed that she felt these same effects while using her social media accounts. Furthermore, in their journal written by Ahmed N. Hussein and Manir N., titled Social Networking and Depression Among University Students, their studies not only found the same mental and emotional effects, but they also found that students reporting these things had lower GPAs, which was directly linked to the fact that students claimed to be using social media during their free time that should have been used for studying. So now that we have established that social media is causing depression, anxiety, and a sense of social isolation, and a decrease in academic performance, let's talk about why. The biggest reason is because social media to many is an addiction. According to addictions.com, some common symptoms of addiction to social media include anxiety while going too long without that platform, dependence on that platform to feel connected, and using your social media even when you're in the presence of your loved ones. I interviewed 6 of my peers, and they all 6 admitted to feeling most of these symptoms towards their social media. 50% even confessed to being on their social media platforms more than 4 hours a day, and 5 out of 6 of them confessed that they look to social media for confidence and social acceptance. And only 2 out of those 6 said that they ever got that satisfaction. In fact, the other 4 claimed the exact opposite of that satisfaction. They also claimed that social media was part of their depression and anxiety. Yet, all 6 of them still use it daily. So again, social media is causing anxiety, depression, social isolation, and an academic distraction. We know that this is because social media is an addiction, so what can we do? In today's world, we can't just throw away our phones, but there are things you can do. For example, the article mentioned earlier about Representative Alexandria Cortez mentioned how she had completely given up Facebook and limited the rest of her social media interactions. I myself had even went 11 weeks last semester without using social media, and what I found was that I had a better sense of myself and a better sense of my surroundings, and I also had a better GPA. There are also applications anyone can download to their phone that locks users out of social media apps after a certain amount of time using it. Most importantly, try to establish more face-to-face interactions with your loved ones. A study done by the University of British Columbia entitled Talking Face to Facebook, Associations between online interaction and offline relationships confirmed that students who only used social media to connect to loved ones and set up face-to-face meetings with them had lower rates of depression and anxiety. So in conclusion, using social media too often can have a deep impact on the well-being of students. It can cause anxiety, depression, social isolation, and a decreased performance in school. It is an addiction, and just like any addiction, it isn't easy to quit. But with gradual reduction of use, it is possible to let go of it. I now challenge you all to assess yourself and your social media habits and see where you can decrease your use. You may be surprised at how reliant you have become, and you may be even more surprised at how refreshing it is to let it go. Again, my name is Aileen Siegel, and thank you for listening to my presentation.